If you can mark your bean, that would be perfect.
Okay.
If you maybe turn it over, mark the other side of it. And it can be anything you like, a cross, a dot, 2 dots, your initials, anything you like, but something so you'll definitely recognise that again. Very nice. A little cross.
Good.
You take that back for me. Thank you. Good. While that dries, I now have to memorise the order of the beans that are on the tray. So give me a second to do that. And just keep half an eye on your beans. You know, I'm not going to flick the bean off or anything like that. That would be a first. What I'm doing is taking a series of mental photographs. Okay, just do it. I'm going to face the other way.
Okay.
You're going to place your bean somewhere on top of the beans in the tray, and obviously place it with a cross on the underneath. And I will look the other way. Please keep half an eye on me, so you know I'm not going to look genuinely. I can't see.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Are you happy? I didn't see where you put it. Yeah, genuinely didn't. All right. Okay, it's not there. All there. There are 1,347 beans in that tray, and you're more than welcome to count them. But I'm only going to give myself one shot at this. And I think that bean there is your bean. Come in. Okay. Turn it over.
Very good.
Show the camera.
I'm impressed.
Excellent.
You can't really cheat that. So, yeah, absolutely. Pure memory. Impressed.
This technique of memorising a complex pattern of coffee beans is similar to the principles I've taught Glenn to snapshot the huge mountain of facts that he needs to compete successfully in the pub quiz final.
I can't really know everything in these books, can I?
Glenn now only has 3 days left before he has to compete in the pub quiz Night of the Champions. He's following my techniques rigorously, and we continue to monitor his progress. Glenn will have no conscious memory of anything that he's learning. That's the only way I can make room for the huge amount of information that has to go in. However, after a week of intensive studying, I felt he needed a little boost in his confidence. We met up, and Glenn brought with him a selection of the books he'd been absorbing so that he can test for the first time whether the system is working or not.
So talk me through what you've been doing over the last few days.
I've been looking an awful lot of books.
Just to let you see that you do know more than you think you know. This is one of the books that you've read?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a book on art analysis.
Yeah.
It's a encyclopedic volume. Looks like it's part of a set. I'm going to ask you a question from this. If you tried to work out the answer, you probably wouldn't be able to get it. You'd find that very difficult. So I don't want you to do that. What I want you to do is to imagine that the answer is coming somewhere from the back of your mind, where you've had no conscious awareness of any facts at all, from somewhere in the darkness. Something will come forward, some images, some ideas, which you're going to piece together to form an answer. Worst thing that happens is you're wrong. Does not matter at all.
Okay.
All right? So if I asked you, for example, the Camden Town Group, which is a group of British painters, they formed in 1911. They held an exhibition somewhere in London in 1911 to 1912. If I asked you where that was.
Carfax House.
Hey! Carfax Gallery, London, 1911 to 1912. So, what made you say that?
I could see a car. All I could see was a car, and it looked strange.
Yeah.
There was something about it,
Yeah.
and I could see something coming out of it, and it looked like a fax machine. So
So you went Carfax.
Carfax. How would I know that? Don't tell me I know everything in these really books. I mean, I can't really know everything in these books, can I? No, surely not.
I don't want to do this too much. Let's just do one more. Amazon rainforest. How many different sorts of hummingbird have been recorded in the Amazon rainforest?
319. No.
Right there.
Christ almighty. No, I certainly can't know that. How do I know that, Derren?
Bird life is even richer. More than half the world's total of 86,000 species thriving in the Great Green Sanctuary. 319 different sorts of hummingbird alone have been recorded. How does that feel?
Scary. I've taken everything in.
Don't even try and work it out.
Okay.
Right? Just take it on board. Great, I've got it. Take whatever encouragement you can from that feeling of astonishment that you have at the moment, and then just let it take you forward.
And so, after only 1 week of looking at hundreds of books, thousands of pages and millions of words, Glenn's arrived at the Night of the Champions, where 150 of the brightest brains have gathered to compete for the coveted prize of Pub Quiz Champion.
With the missing links.
The toucans. 5 dogs and 1 fox.
We've won 6 out of the last 7 that we've done. Good questions.
They're always good questions.
I guess I'm going to go for winning.
You don't quiz if you don't think you're going to win.
Although everyone knows we're filming for a TV show, they don't know that it's mine. So I have to hide in the pub garden, in the cold, to talk to Glenn in secret. Glenn's turned up with his wife Jane for moral support.
So I gave you some techniques as to how to kind of access the information.
It feels like there's a huge room in my head with lots of drawers, lots of places to hide things. I've got a fair idea of how to go and get the stuff.
Yes.
Hopefully it's just going to come.
Jane has been told not to talk to Glenn or react or do anything that might help him. The questions have been set by Andy Burns, one of London's most experienced quizmasters. I've had no contact with him, and as with all the teams, he doesn't know that I'm involved.
There's lots of smart people downstairs who've been quizzing a very long time, and I guess are expecting something tough. They're expecting the best, and I think I'll put something together that would really test them.
The teams are made up of between 4 and 6 of the brightest people from their area. Glenn is the only person tonight entering this quiz alone.
Event on the London Pub Quiz.
The quiz comprises 40 questions, and Andy the quizmaster is the only one in the room who knows what those questions are and what subjects they'll be covering.
Champions in your own right, you are champions of the own pub that you go.
Glenn is clearly nervous and still has no idea if the speed learning I've taught him will be enough to answer whatever questions are asked.
Let's get this quiz underway, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. Question 1. What is the middle name of the current US president? What is another common name for the scarab beetle?
I'm not positive for scarab beetle. I had a picture in a scarab beetle, but I can't decipher what the picture means.
When Big Ben strikes 5 o'clock, how many seconds delay is there between the strikes? In fencing, what do you call the resultant fight-off when there is a tie? What is the currency in lithium? Is the equivalent of Venus in Greek? Many weeks for the moon to complete a revolution of the Earth?
I just can't work out how I knew that. They're all coming to me like pictures, okay? All I can see is quick picture in my head. It's like, bang, picture, it's gone.
Who's got all 3 of those? Which club that is currently not in the Premiership has won the most number of league titles? In the year 1992, which English town became a city? How many of Henry VIII's offspring ruled England? Before 1972, what was Sri Lanka known as? What animal, when they gather together in a group, is known as a flange? In which US state did man first knowingly drill for oil? Which Russian word literally means is the more common name for the Volstead Act? In biblical etiology, which animal became extinct because it was thrown off the ark and drowned? Now what happens is you finish off the answers on your answer sheet and you swap your sheet with an opposing team.